What is up, Cherie's World Podcast? Okay, so today's show is actually a gift for Courtney. Courtney is an NBA fan. I happen to be friends with some NBA players, and me and this homie, we go back to the 90s. In fact, in 1998, he was drafted first round pick number 11. Do you know who it is? This man has played for the Trailblazers, the Grizzlies, the Kings, the Houston Rockets, New Orleans Hornets, and a few others. Do you know who it is yet? Without further ado, I am going to introduce you to my homeboy, Mr. Bonzi Wells. Just welcome to Cherie's World, Bonzi. I already did your intro. But the big thing about this show is for people to know my friends the way I know my friends and not just what people see on TV.
Okay.
Okay, so Courtney has the first question. Courtney, would you ask me about Bonzi earlier?
I don't know how you all know each other.
She bumped into me. She bumped into me, you know, out and about living a life. We was young, bumped into her, and we, you know, kind of connected.
He's trying to be sweet. Like I literally ran into the dude. And then went like this. I'm sorry. And we just been friends ever since.
That is a dope setup you got behind you, though.
You know, we repping them Colts, baby. You know, we had them football wars every week on our show. Me, she, and our partner Gerald.
Yeah. So
we all rep our shit every week.
How you got the Pacers hat on, though?
I fuck with I'm from here. They're my team. Shit. My teams. What am I supposed to do?
I'm from Chicago, so you know Reggie's. Yeah.
I know y'all hate Reg. Y'all still want it.
And just so you know, go ahead, Bonzi, and shout out your new show.
Huh?
Shout out your show.
Shout it out?
Yeah. Talk about your show.
Are we filming?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know we was filming.
Don't even worry about it. We keep it hella real here.
Oh shit! My bad.
That's the part that I like.
Oh, okay. That's my bag. I'm over here fidgeting. But yeah, man, I love the show, man. You know, Let's Get Technical show with you know, my man Rasheed Wallace, Gerald Brown, man. It was just an idea, man, that kind of came to my head a couple of years ago. And then I started seeing my brothers over the last couple of years starting to have success in it, especially with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. I mean, those guys are killing it with All the Smoke and with Showtime. So I pulled up on them one day, just was interested in, you know, because I'm so used to making a hard buck. Like, you know, I'm making a physical buck to make $1. I'm not used to sitting down talking sports. So I didn't think it was real. And then I pulled up on them in New York one day, saw what they was doing, and I couldn't believe that's all they was doing was talking sports and going to a meeting, kind of going through what they was going to talk about again in the next segment. I was like, this is what it is. And he was like, yeah. So I called Rasheed, like, yo, we got to get in this. It's our time. We have a voice now. People like us can talk. So, you know, that's what we've been doing ever since.
And I think it's awesome, Courtney, just so you know a little backstory. One of the guys that he works with, Gerald, actually gave me a shot to do my sports show a long time ago. I used to do with him called the Bottom Line Sports Show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's working with this same.
Yeah, we connected, bro.
Yeah, our lives are synonymous. He's stuck with me for life.
Yeah.
Oh, so do Cherie know her sports?
Oh, yeah. I've heard good things about her and her sports knowledge. Gerald kind of told me that she's real crafty with it.
Okay.
I know my football. Football is my sport.
Yeah.
The rest of them, you know, I know a little basketball because of the boys, but can't play to save my life.
Well, Bonzi, you were a Portland Trailblazer.
Yeah.
And it seems like here we go again, Trailblazers and Lakers.
Come on, man. Don't bring it up.
The Blazers was up. Everybody was predicting. Barkley said it was going to be a sweep, and now we tied up, and now everybody's saying Dame messed up his index finger. And now it looks like same old. Lakers going to beat y'all in 5.
In 5? Man, I don't know, man. I mean, I was happy to see the Blazers kind of get that first win because everybody nobody give them a chance. But they're the hot team right now. They're playing so well. Dame Lillard's playing at an unbelievable clip. I mean, this is probably one of the playoffs for the ages. The type of stuff that he's doing, the numbers, the pressure, all the rhetoric, the back and forth, everybody talking shit to each other, all that good stuff. And he's still going out there 61, 50, 40, 30 and 10. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So, I mean, I was glad to see him get that one win, but I understand this game. I knew LeBron and AD and that Lakers organization was going to make an adjustment like we all knew they was going to do. So I just think it's going to either go 6 or 7. And, if it goes 7 games, it's really like who, it's a toss-up because there's no home court advantage anymore. This bubble is unprecedented right now. There's no home court advantage. Just, Bron ain't got Denzel and all them on that front row putting pressure on them dudes, to make a shot in front of them, So, it's just like a neutral territory and anybody can win.
Let's talk about that. Basketball now. Like, do you think that you would have as much fun on the court today as you had in your time? Like, you can't even really talk shit right now.
Man, they made the game, and I don't want to say they made it soft. It's just we played a physical, aggressive game. Like, you know what I'm saying? You damn near couldn't take 2 steps without getting chucked through the forearm or somebody jaw-jacking just in your ear. Kevin Garnett, Gary Payton, Reggie Miller. They saying whatever. They might have you so mad you ready to forget the game. Said something deep. Like, said something about my mama's mama. And, they might – because, they go deep. They're trying to push the buttons. And now it's kind of game – it's only one person in the game that can get away with murder, and that's Draymond Green. I don't know how he gets away with it, but he does the antics. Like, he's Rasheed Wallace on steroids. Like, he's like 10 times worse than Rasheed with the antics, the talking stuff. He could just cuss the refs out, and they're kind of just act like they don't hear him. But everything else is just kind of like very soft. Like, guys can come in there, they barely get touched. They can just, finish at a high level. They can come off these screens and just shoot these butt-naked threes without really getting chucked by the big. So it's just such a freelance game, and I think that's what the NBA wanted. They wanted more scoring. They wanted guys to show who they are, and sometimes with that physical game, you can't show it.
I like the physical game, but what about the fact that the audience is not there to drown out? Like, there's no crowd.
Yeah.
So anything that those guys say on the court is picked up on a microphone.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's real about it. I mean, and these guys know. They know where the microphones are. I mean, trust me, we know where the mic's at. We're going to say something to kind of get that sound bite, but I don't really we had Gary Trent Jr. on the show a couple weeks ago, and we were just trying to go live from the bubble and just like, bro, how are y'all getting the energy up? And he was just like, man, we hoopers, it's not as much pressure, but it is, but it's not, what I'm saying? Because he was trying to explain the pressures, but he couldn't tell me the pressures. He was just like, man, it's just like free hoop out here. Like, it's just like we just out here going at each other. It don't really matter, who you got to impress or whatever. We just hooping. So if I was in this life still today, I think I would love it because I used to feel a little bit of anxiety from the crowd a little bit. 15, 20,000 people, kind of against you. That's tough sometimes.
Really? I kind of feel like it's like the WNBA. Like, we're just watching them run and shoot. I don't have to say anything about the WNBA, but like, they don't have the showtime.
Yeah.
NBA has.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm missing the showtime. Like, it's not keeping my interest, honestly.
Really? I mean, but these are unprecedented times. I mean, I think the NBA is doing they did a magnificent job with the presentations that they're doing. I mean, with the virtual fans, I got a chance to be a virtual fan in one of the Portland Trailblazers games, and it was a cool experience because I was just kind of basically doing sitting in a lobby doing a Zoom call with about 10 to 15 different Blazer fans, and we were watching the game and just talking and just kind of conversing. And it was a good experience, and I didn't realize that they actually sell those seats. So, the NBA is awesome about trying to make some money, ain't they?
Wow. So you actually when you were on the screen in the arena?
Yeah, we was basically doing what we're doing. We're in front of the computer, but we had different boxes, obviously, like the Zoom calls, and we had a box where we can watch the game. But then you have boxes where you can see all the other people. You can scroll through, talk to them, engage, interact. So I thought it was a cool experience.
I did not know.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Is this the future? Like, is this it?
Man, probably. I mean, because I know the brain trust. I know my brains go so much deeper than ours, and I know they're trying to find a way to win during these situations. And I think that was I felt like I was at the game. It was just a cool experience. Just kind of watching the game. Blazer fans in there, they was asking us questions. We were just engaging, having fun. when they made a big shot or something, we was getting hype and they might catch that still frame and just kind of really loop it and kind of just see us doing, like if Melo hit a three, we was all here with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really, really cool, man. So, the brain trusts are figuring these things out, trust me.
I hope that this doesn't last. And if it does, I feel totally guilty. I didn't take my kids to enough games.
I don't think it will, because Adam Silver said the other day that I think the next season is going to be postponed until they can figure out how to get fans back into the arenas and people playing back at home.
I mean, it's a lot of money that lost. I mean, if you think about it, let's just think about the Lakers. They're the highest market. Just think how much they're missing per game. 41 games a year before the playoffs. Every game you're probably making $5-6 million a game. Those ticket seats are amazingly high compared to Indiana. You know what I'm saying? The front row seats for LA Lakers Golden State game is probably 20, 30, 40,000. You can probably get that game here in Indiana for 2,000. So they're missing so much money in every place in this market, and then the apparel, food, parking, all that stuff. They factor that in. So it's a lot of money being lost.
Wow. I can't even. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question now. I know Courtney's going to be a gentleman, so he ain't going to ask, but I'm going to ask.
Okay.
I know the new guys ain't changed so much from the old guys, right?
Okay.
They ain't sneaking no chicks into the bubble. Like,
man, I told Gary, I said, G, just keep it real, G. I mean, it's not snitching. Well, talk to me. Somebody trying to sneak some of their work in the bubble. Somebody is trying to, or at least they're trying to at least have them a couple miles from the bubble or something. I mean, I know these young boys are wild and they gotta have it.
Bonzi, them sideline reporters. I don't know if we can say this in today's world, but them sideline reporters is nice and they there, so they should be all right.
I mean, but you try to. I mean, the most of the sideline reporters that when I was in the game, they kept it very professional. At least, in public. I don't know if they, got a chance to really link up with some of these guys behind the scene or whatever. But for the most part, I'm hearing them guys are just really getting in touch with themselves. No, I'm joking. I mean, that's all you can really do. I mean, you can just spend a long time with yourself and watch the movies and talk, get some FaceTime going.
What I will say about the women's sideline reporters is I don't think most of them would do it because they fight so hard to get there. As a woman, It's so much harder to get on that court than it is as a man. You have such a point to prove.
Yeah.
But why would I give up my whole career for this?
Well, let me ask you this, Cherie. If you were working there and you're a woman,
yes,
and you're stuck in that bubble as well, you got needs just like the men, what would you do?
Look, I knew a bunch of them guys before there was a bubble, and I never crossed the line then. So I would cross.
You stuck there 90 days.
I'm cool.
Really?
90 days to my career versus losing my career over some dick? I'm good.
I don't know. You sure now? You sure it can't be one person in that whole league that can move you?
No, not over my career. If I have to pick my career, which is my guaranteed check, okay?
Okay.
Over some bubble gum and a wet ass, I'm going to pick my check.
But I'm just saying, though, but what if it's not in your contract that you couldn't talk to a guy? You're young, you're single. You can do whatever you want. Like, that's not that. Like, professionally, that's not an option that you would get in trouble. Would you do it?
Probably still not. You know why? Because I have to work with all those guys. And from what I've learned about the NBA,
okay,
one, they all know. So I still have to go back the next season, right? Yeah. And I'm still interviewing these guys. They're not calling me no trot under their throat.
What they calling you?
Wops. I don't know the slang.
I'm working on it, but she don't know. It's called a thought.
A thought? Okay. She's been out the game. Sound like she's been out the game a little bit, man. She's been out the game.
I thought, and then what's that Cardi B you told me last week?
Oh, WAP. Oh, WAP. Hey, man. I listened to that song, man. I feel like I needed a cigarette after I listened to that song. I was like, God, give me a cigarette. Woo!
Watch the video.
But I couldn't do it. I was scared. I watched a little bit of it. I had to turn it off because I had to do it in segments.
I
I thought the video was okay. It was kind of cute, and I think Kylie Jenner looks really cute in it.
No, they look awesome. The ladies look amazing. I just ain't ready. Like, it was just a lot. It was a lot for my little young 43-year-old ass ears to listen to.
I didn't even know what it was. Courtney asked me when we were actually recording, so now I think I know something. Which, by the way, Courtney, Bonzi was clowning me yesterday, and I got off the phone because he told me I lost my edge.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, explain that. I didn't know she had an edge.
Like when I met her years ago, we met years ago, man. Years. We were some babies, man. We was training broad days. Now just playing. Now we met a long time ago, man. We both was on the circuit. You know what I'm saying? And she was just a little bit more with it. Now she became a mom. Like, she really laid back and chilled and just kind of like real nice out here and organic and sweet sometimes. And I'll be barely want to like her post sometimes. I'll be like, man, I don't even know this person. She's fronting for the gram.
See, I used to know all the rappers, and then now I'm just like, I know nursery rhymes and children's books.
Yeah, I'm like, who is this? Who is this person? Okay, she changed. I understand mommyhood can change people. I mean, salute to that. I guess.
I don't get to hang out anymore. Like, the strip club days are over. I want those strip club wings, but now y'all got to bring me a doggy bag. I just can't.
It's not the same. They don't taste good once the outside air hit them. Once the outside air hit them Lou William wings, they ain't right.
I ain't never ate in a strip club. I never ate no chicken in the strip club. Pause. Hold on.
Hey, man, hold on, man. Listen, man. Cut this. Turn in your card, bro. Come on. Listen, don't never say that on wax again.
I never ate anything in the
What are you in there doing? You just in there really just tricking, huh? Like, you ain't doing nothing but just throwing money.
I wasn't even doing that.
That's what you going for.
It's different. We don't need to get into that right now.
My strip club experience, when all these boys had their heydays, right? There was a lot of money going around. I was having my hand out with all my clothes on because I was ordering food.
Yeah.
And then I was giving them their money back when we walk out. Like, oh, you handed me way too much.
No, you was one of them, huh?
Yes.
I don't want to go with you.
You handed me $2,000-$3,000. Cool. Let me get some wings.
Yeah.
Can I get some Belgian cran? Can we get some French fries? Sit there and eat all that. I'm going to give her like maybe $60.
Ooh, maybe?
Maybe. And then
damn, well, you tight with that money that's yours.
Hey.
Right, the money that's not mine.
Damn, you tight with it.
Hey, you heard that? She been going for a minute. She said Belvedere and Cran.
Did you say Belvedere?
You hear? She said Belvedere and Cran.
I thought she said something else and the connection went out.
Let me put you up on this new. I'm gonna have to send you a bottle, Bonzi, for us. It's called Legendary. And it's some rum. It's some peach tea rum, right? And it's from Houston, and it's Black owned.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's great. Good? They're sponsoring the show, Bonzi, so it's great.
No, it really is good.
Okay, well, send me some of that now. I'm not really a big drinker, but I will get drunk.
I drank mine earlier.
Oh, okay. So you feeling good?
Bonzi, I gotta ask you a multi-part question.
All right.
So let's go back to the Blazers. I'm a big Lakers fan.
Oh shit.
So how did y'all lose that Game 7, man?
First of all, don't be bringing up old shit.
More questions when it comes to that.
Nah, bro, man. But I was young, man. This was my second year in the league, man, and I was young. Didn't really understand the moment, but it's been 20 years ago, this year. Yeah. And I just remember, as we've been talking about, especially lately since the great Kobe Bryant passed away, rest in peace, Kobe. We've been reliving it because I couldn't even really watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't watch the game for a long time, so I've been reliving it the last year, 6 months or whatever, just really reliving it. And if you look at that game, we had them guys beat. We just happened to miss 13 straight shots at the wrong time. Like, we was up like 17 with like 1 minute to go in the third, and I think Brian Shaw banked a 3-pointer at the end of the third quarter to kind of give them at least a little bit of hope, and they was down 14, and then it was crazy. Like any other time, the clock goes fast as fuck. Clock, man, okay, boom, it's over. Man, this clock was going so slow, and them dudes are scoring. We miss a shot, scoring, miss a shot. Then, I'm just on the bench as a young boy, just looking like, damn, man, I know we're going to win these. I know we're going to win it. And then when he threw that lob to Shaq, and Shaq got the pointing and doing all that dumb shit, man, the roar that was in that arena, man, I was just sitting back like, damn. And because as a young boy, I was excited because we had a chance to come home. I'm from Indiana. We was going to play my Pacers.
That's
So
right.
I was like, hell yeah. I'm going to win a championship my second year. I'm going to go to the crib. We're going to bust their ass. I'm going to have a party. I'm going to be flexing. I don't know. I'm thinking about all that dumb shit while we're up 17. And then it was just like my party thoughts and the parade, all that stuff was just all down the drain as I watched that game. And it was, just really one of the toughest moments in my basketball career. But I'm young, not knowing that I wouldn't be back. Like, I'm like, oh, shit, we'll be back next year. We got a great team. Like, we way better than these guys in real life. So, but it didn't happen. And the Lakers went on, as you know, to win 2 or 3 straight. And they deserved it because it was a good team.
Let me follow up with that. What was Scottie Pippen like first got there? Because he got picked on by Oakley, and he got rough treatment. Was he treat you guys like that when y'all were young, or did he like kind of avoid that? Or how was he like in general?
But you gotta understand what he was coming to. He probably was scared of us. You know what I mean? Because he probably heard of us. We was like the jailbirds. We was the thugs back then. Like, not scared of, but like he probably thought we was probably wild young boys. You know what I'm saying? Pip a vet. And you know how when you become a vet, you don't be really mess with them young boys like that. So he probably thought we was wild. But when he got there, I love Scottie Pippen. He was one of my favorite players growing up. So he got to just seeing we were cool. He didn't really flex his muscles too much. He didn't put that whole Bulls persona on it. He just wanted to be one of the guys, to be honest. And we hung out. He invited us to his home. He came to our home. He started getting braids. He started wearing headbands and shit. He was just, he was just doing, just being one of the guys. And we really respected him for that. And he wasn't trying to, son us or, make us feel small or nothing like that. I mean, every now and then he might have to say some stuff on some OG type stuff, which we respected. But for the most part, great teammate, great professional. And, I wish I could have got him the 7th ring.
Oh, that's so sweet. But see, that's the Bonzi that I know. Bonzi, you were talking about just the mood of things and things bringing you down. How do you feel about this whole new revolution that is going on this year? You are a father of young Black men.
Yeah.
So what kind of conversations are going on in your home?
I mean, it's scary. I got I got a 20-year-old son that's in college, and he's playing basketball in school, and I got a couple younger sons, and they don't really understand what's going on to a certain degree. I mean, they hear the stuff, but they don't understand the big moment. My 20-year-old and my oldest sons, I try to explain to them about just being safe and being compliant. I mean, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're not going home. And that's why I just try to tell them, like, man, when you go out, man, just put yourself in a position where you coming back home. You ain't got to be too tough. You ain't got to just, try to be that guy that, like, I ain't going today. It's okay to just, kind of just put your head down and just kind of just stay out the way, because, people are looking for reasons to harm people. And I just don't want my son to be another statistic, especially with this COVID stuff, which is actually a good thing because it has them scared. They kind of want to separate themselves from people, and they don't really go around large crowds and stuff like that. So I'm very thankful. Not thankful for the COVID, but with these protocols, it kind of keeps them away from the crowds. And since he went back to school, they're doing a good job of kind of keeping them spaced out. They're doing a lot of virtual classes. And like I said, he plays basketball. So that's been his outlet to kind of just keep his mind right, man. And I just let him know, no conversation is off limits for us. If you got something you want to talk to me about, I've always been an open, upfront dad, from when they was born. They know they can talk to me about anything, but I just want them to just stay safe. And I just tell myself the same thing.
So you've got a son who followed in your footsteps. He's playing basketball.
Yeah, he tries.
What kind of pointers or what are you telling your son about the game and the business aspect that comes along with, being a professional player?
Well, it's crazy, and I don't know if y'all got any kids that's old enough. I know you don't, but I don't know if you got any kids old enough that they get old enough not to want to listen to you. So my kids got old enough to not want to listen to me. Like my son, he's hooping and I'm trying to coach him, as a father, you might do the AAU bit and all this stuff to kind of keep him on the right track, keep him with the right kids around him. And I did that. And he just always had a hard time of separating dad and coach. Yes, because I might say something to him, at home, just hey, come in your room, do this and that, and then we go in the court like, yo, do this and that. And he's getting mad because it becomes a buildup for him, and then it becomes tone deaf to what I'm saying. It's like, so we had a problem. So as he's gotten older, he's starting to like revisit some of the conversations I was saying to him when he was 13, 14. Like, dang, Dad, I wish I would have listened to you back then, because now I'm seeing what you were saying back then is happening right now in terms of preparation. In terms of when you go to college, we're not taking those sports administration classes and stuff like that. We taking business classes. We trying to really learn about this world. Like we ain't fucking around. We trying to really get it. And like we ain't here just for sports. Like if we're gonna be here on a scholarship, we're gonna learn everything in all these books. And not just hoop. Hoop is icing on the cake, but we're gonna get in these books and we're gonna make sure that we smart when we get out of here. So, his life is set up. So I just because I wasn't on that when I was playing ball. I was young, wasn't no internet, wasn't no people I'm from the hood. So wasn't nobody in my hood done what I did. So once I got to a certain level, they couldn't tell me nothing no more. Our conversations was different. I'm listening, not no disrespectful thing, but a lot of people from my hood never left my hood. Now I'm pro, I'm city to city. I'm going overseas. I'm doing all this stuff. So I was learning on the fly. I wasn't prepared like I should have been. Like I wish somebody would pull me to the side as a young boy. Like, yo, if you really got dreams of going to the league, start taking these type of classes and get ready, to learn how to take care of your money, learn how to invest, learn about the stocks, learn about people, take some psychology, some psychology classes so you can understand the mental part of this stuff. Like if you're really thinking about doing this for your life, prepare. I was just hooping, what I'm saying? I didn't really understand that world. And that's what I try to explain to my son. Like, yo, we're going to be prepared. And if you don't hoop, if you don't use this as a profession, we're going to have this degree to back up on so you can do whatever you want to do in life. And that's just what I try to preach to my kids, anybody who want to listen. I coach high school. I preach it to those guys. Like, we got to be prepared. And that's just what it is now.
Let me ask you a question. You talked about how you're young and you're from the hood. And there was nobody to guide you. There was a very special place that you used to play, right?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in, in the community centers and all that type of stuff growing up. And, I've had mentors and all those, I had mentors, but like I said, a lot of my mentors never left my neighborhood. So it was just tough. So when you get out there and once you leave your hood, you got to start trusting strangers and hope they got your best interest in heart. And we all know when it come to money, boy, when it come to money and stuff, people, sometimes their interest has changed.
I got a question for you and Cherie. It's about the WNBA. Now, here's the reason why I asked. The WNBA is actually good basketball, but they were talking about how they don't make the same money as the men. And I think the problem is, and I think I forgot the kid's name, but he talked about it before too. But I think they're not marketing themselves the right way, if you ask me. And I want to know what you and Cherie think about this. If you look at tennis, men and women play tennis. If you look at the uniform that the tennis women play in, it's different from what the men play in. And also, if you remember, I know in the 90s it was big, tennis skirts. You can sell tennis skirts to people who don't even play tennis. I remember the girls used to wear tennis skirts or tennis apparel.
Yeah.
If you look at the WNBA, women don't wear jerseys for the most part.
Yeah.
You look at what women wear when they work out. They wear leggings and sports bras and stuff like that. I'm not saying the WNBA, the women wear leggings and sports bras, but they should wear something where they can market so they can bring in that extra money. Like, because people, non-hoopers wear hoop shorts.
So you talking about the sex appeal of it, huh? Just say it, man. Say you want them out there looking sexy.
I can tell you exactly what it is. It has nothing to do with them looking sexy. It has to do with what I spoke on earlier. The girls are not allowed to dunk. They are keeping the showtime out of the girls' games. So it's a whole bunch of run and shoot. We watch the guys because we want to watch those hard fouls. We want to watch the alley-oops. We want to see who's dunking and putting their nuts in somebody's face. That's part of the game. That's the excitement. They don't allow the women to do that. You think those women can't dunk?
Yeah.
I've watched Lisa Leslie dunk on dudes.
Yeah. No.
But literally do not allow them to play. So if you let those women play at the bare minimum, then you only have to pay them the bare minimum because it makes them less appealing than the men. It's a way to keep them in their place. When those girls finally get out there one day and they say, we ain't staying in our place, and they play like they can play, I bet you the money will come.
Damn. She answered the question for me, bro. I mean, because I've always thought they should lower the rims for the ladies in order to make them, give them a chance where everybody can dunk. Like, 9.5 feet, 9, somewhere up in there where these girls can have a chance because they need that showtime. And you're right too. Also, bro. I mean, sex appeal is what sells. I hate to say it. I mean, I don't want to demean the women at all, but I think that's what's going to help them. I mean, I think they do need to find a way to differentiate themselves from the guys because, some of these girls, they'll start, no disrespect to them, but they had the cornrows, they have the, all the shoes on, they start kind of looking like the guys. And some people can't really tell the difference from the product sometimes. So I think, your idea was right. Maybe they could switch up the uniforms a little bit. Maybe they could lower the rims, so give it just some more punch, some showtime, just some girls coming through, not just the big girls. I want to see a 6'2" girl coming out. I mean, 6'1", 5'10" coming through trying to dunk on girls and stuff like that. And I think that would change the game.
Because I'm talking about from a marketing standpoint, like how do you market them?
Just like you market the guys.
Market Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had a bald head. Michael Jordan wore suits and how do you market the women?
How do you market women? Weaves and wigs make more money than anything else in the world. You know how many girls in the league, them fake ass braids?
Why they not marketing?
Why they not marketing? That's an interesting question. That's something they should go after.
Because the audience isn't so big because they're not watching as much because there's no showtime.
Yeah. So, I definitely think they need to do something with their rules or something just to make it more interesting.
Yes. Maybe I need to go ahead and try to get on the board.
Don't flex your muscles. You can.
Right? People keep telling me that I need to get into politics. Maybe I need to get into the WNBA.
You like talking shit.
I do.
Bonzi, what's the first thing you like? Okay, what do you remember when you first got that big check and you first saw it? Like, what's the craziest thing you ever spent money on?
Man, I was very frugal, man. I didn't really spend a lot of money like that. I mean, I spent money, don't get me wrong, but I remember I came in the league in 1998, the lockout. So I got drafted in June 24th, I remember. And I couldn't have I got drafted June 24th and they locked out July 1st. So I couldn't have no contact with my team for till January, February, something like that. So I was just back at school and I knew I got drafted. I knew I had money coming, but wasn't no, money coming. So I remember I had, a lot of guys were doing this. I took out a line of credit and I remember I had like $100,000 and it was like, oh my goodness, $100,000. Wow. And I just remember I went and got like $20,000 or $30,000 cash. And I just remember I was just trying to, just help out people, my parents and I was just gave them some money, gave my friends some money. And then I was still in college at the same time. So I remember I had like a 2-month straight party. I mean, there's a party every day. This party celebrating, just happy. We were all broke college kids and I was the one that made it. So I showed so much love. I had a great time. So that was more or less the stuff that I did. I was always a community guy. I'm from a small town. So I always try to invest in the youth, invest in the city and try to help and, just kind of just live my life. But I was never a guy that just splurged and did all that crazy stuff.
So Bonzi is so sweet and humble, but I'm going to bust him out a little bit because I was trying to ask him about the community centers that he used to play in. And there was very special to him. And he says, yes, I had mentors and all that kind of stuff. But now Bonzi has turned around and became that mentor. You tried to skirt your way out of it. But in 2003, they named that community center after Bonzi Wells. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm from a small town, man, in Indiana, man. I was just, how it goes, man. The community, it takes, community to help raise, some good kids, man. And I had some good people that kind of, like I said, mentored me. And our community center was our safe haven. I mean, whenever something go wrong, you can always go to the community center. You can be in there. You can get a meal in there. You can spend the night there sometimes. We just had a good one. And, after I got on, I just wanted to do my part, just keep it going, and just make sure they had programs going on, make sure they just stayed inspired. Just did anything I can, and I'm still in the community. I'm actually just finished my third season. We're supposed to start our fourth season in my high school that I went to in the same city. So I coached the kids. I actually coach a lot of kids that I grew up with their parents. So it's just actually a crazy vibe. So it's fun, man. It's just went full circle for me. I've lived a great life, man. I still live a good life, but just to be able to come back, let the kids know it's possible, and all I know is giving back.
I love him. I love him because he would never tell that. Like, you have to pull.
What was it like guarding Kobe Bryant?
Sure, like I tell people, man, Kobe, like, it just depends. Like, Kobe was that guy, and we kicked it. Like, we kicked it. But Kobe was that guy that made you go to sleep at 8 p.m. the night before. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care if you're in LA, y'all think you're going to party. Kobe that guy, because you want to get some rest, because Kobe is he's gonna go at you and he can embarrass you. And I don't know if you got friends like my friends, but they call him after every game. If you get your ass busted, like, bro, Kobe, man, come on, bro. Kobe's had 47 on you, you know what I'm saying? I had them nights. So, Kobe was a monster, man. I knew I had to step my level up to the highest level on both sides of the court. I knew he was going to compete. I knew he was going to, just do whatever it can, try to will his team to a victory. And I loved it. And I had a good team behind me, and had a great team behind him. And it was just such great battles. We really miss Kobe's presence, man. I love Kobe, man. I never really got a chance to hang with him off the court, but I just loved everything about him and what he stood for.
Let me follow up. You played with T-Mac.
Yeah, that's my man.
So,
yeah.
So were they similar? Because everybody used to compare the two. Were they similar?
I mean, they were similar, but Mac is so much taller than Kobe. Mac like 6'8". Mac is 6'8". Kobe about 6'5", 6'6". Mac is long, rangy. But, people don't understand Kobe wasn't the biggest dude. Like, we're not big. And what he was doing, the way he was scoring and doing all that stuff separates him from T-Mac just a little bit for me. But Mac was like crazy. Like, Mac was like a hybrid. Like, he could shoot it. He was long. He had long arms. He was an athlete. He can play great defense. If like, people don't understand how underrated defensively T-Mac was. He was just, people was like, he's scoring. But Mac was a great defender, and he was a great team guy because he could pass that thing. Like, he could, he coming off that thing and making great passes. He was just a hell of a player.
Did he remind you of Scottie?
He did. He did remind me of Scottie. He was just more an aggressive version of Scottie. He was how we thought Scottie should have been when Mike first retired that first time. Like, yo, Scottie should be getting 30 out here. Scottie should be out here shooting all the balls and hooping, and that's who T-Mac was.
Okay.
I have a totally different question. Puerto Rico holds a special place in your heart. Puerto Rico holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I played down there.
Yeah. What do you think about the future of basketball in Puerto Rico?
Oh, really? How's it looking? I mean, I had a great time down there. I went down there for like a month. I was with a team, just kind of was just going to play in this tournament. It was like, hey, yo, just come down here in this vacation and you can practice. It's going to play in this tournament. I was like, cool. I was kind of going through it, fresh out the league. I needed a vacation. So I was just down there chilling. And I didn't realize the hoop down there was that good. Like, them boys could really, really play. They play hard. They play together. The fans were crazy. Not in a bad way, but just, into it. Just like, we were supporting our team. The support was crazy. So I thought from back then when I went that they were going to be in a great situation for the future. And I know Carlos Arroyo and who else is from this? Carlos Arroyo and somebody else from down there that's really been trying to really lead that situation.
Do you think that there's a possibility of getting an expansion team one day?
Ooh, I've never even heard that, but man.
I mean, why not? It's part of the United States. You know what I'm saying? Why would we not have an expansion team from Puerto Rico?
Oh man, that'd be sweet. I mean, that'd be like vacation and kicking it. I know the players will love it.
I mean, if Toronto got a team, why can't Puerto Rico?
Right. No, I mean, I'm with you. I've never even heard nobody even say that, but it makes sense.
Don't let it match.
People are still waiting on that team to go to Vegas. I think the next place is going to be Vegas is going to get the next NBA team. Trust me.
They are get the football team. Hey, what is y'all relationship when you're playing with the media, like with guys like Skip Bayless and Stephen A., Max Kellerman, Colin Cowherd? Like, I know, do y'all hear them chirping and like, give me some insight, like what it's like when the next day you come to practice and you hear Skip done went off on the Blazers suck and all this kind of stuff. Like, what do you all feel about that?
I mean, I know back in the day we felt some type of way. I mean, because, you know, and that's what it was. I don't know if you remember Rashid used to come in there, man, and be like, both teams play hard, my man, you know, because people got to understand these media guys, a lot of these people that's writing this articles and a lot of that stuff becomes Associated Press. They travel with us every day. We see them every day. They travel with us. So it's the same dudes asking these questions. So you done read an article where this dude done said the worst shit about you and your family name, and he done said this and that and called you dumb and all this said whatever. And then they got the mic in your face the next day and you looking at them like, you're like, Bonzi, how you feel about this? Man, it was all right. You know, because you got to answer because you don't want to get fined. But you just be like, it's all right. Next, you know, because you're feeling some type of way, but you know, because you're human and you're like, bro, you don't know me like that. Why would you ever talk to me like that or talk about me knowing damn well I'd knock your whole face off in real life? You ain't gonna be talking about me like that. But now you want to hide behind this thing knowing I can't do nothing to you. That's some coward shit. And that's what just make us upset because like that's some cowards hiding behind this pen, but not knowing you got to report the media. They're entitled to their opinion. But when you're young and wild, you're like, man, I'll whoop your ass. You know?
Stop that shit.
I never thought about it like that though, because I have talked a lot of shit. Like when we did the sports shows,
yeah,
I used to talk a lot of shit about them and to them. You know what I'm saying? And I was the only girl in the middle of a bunch of guys, so I know some of them probably hated me.
But you gotta understand your mother and father them reading this stuff. People who love you reading this stuff about, you know, like I'm family. Family means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So I got my mother, my father, and them. They like, man. My dad used to say this all the time to me when I was young and I was starting to get in trouble. And he was like, man, our family name was a good name when you got it, man. Don't mess it up. And that stuff stayed with me. You know, he said it to me all the time, and that meant a lot to me. So when I used to have my name in the paper and all the good stuff was happening, I knew that represented my family, friends, everybody who had my back. So that means a lot to me. So when they was reading that stuff, I used to get tight, like, bro. And my grandmother and grandpa, they got to read this, man. They don't want to read this about their grandbaby, man, knowing all the stuff that I've been to, know the person I really am. You trying to bring me down, and that stayed with me my whole career. That whole jailblazer, he's wild, he's crazy. Like I'm in the hood and stuff, and going to these different places, and people like, yeah, he real, he wild. And I'm like, bro. I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm like, bro, that's not right. You know, come on now.
I don't know that guy that was wild. Well, okay, maybe I was wild with you.
No, but you know, perception is reality, and people perceive me being that way because the Associated Press, the verbiage that was used on our name. So when people just hearing the verbiage or reading, you know, just reading stuff, that's the only way they can perceive you. So that's just what I got because they didn't really know me in real life.
Well, the people in Indiana, bro, they love you. Do you know the family called the McCoys?
In Muncie, where I'm from?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on now.
You know him?
Come on now. I know anybody from Muncie. I know the McCoy family. Come on now. They're my peoples.
A guy named Rick just died last year.
That was my guy, man. I called him Platinum Plus. That was my brother, man. I called Ricky McCoy, man. He worked at the factory with you. That was my guy. That was my brother, man. OG, he used to hoop. He was one of the guys I looked up to, man. He used to run track. He was a hooper. He was my guy. Ricky McCoy, that's my brother. That's my OG, man. I called him Platinum.
One of the most humble gentlemen you'll ever meet in your life, Mr. Bonzi Wells.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, boy, you just touched me, man.
Yeah, man, that's my dude.
I don't get close with many people, man. But that dude made me become his friend.
that's him. That's him. Got that deep voice, skinny as hell. Yeah, good dude, man. Hurt my heart when he passed, man. That was really tough, man. That was great dude.
I had 4 more questions, Cherie. I can't even talk. This man messed me up, man.
Yeah, man.
And that's what Cherie's World is really about. Like, this show is really for Courtney because Courtney's like a huge basketball fan. And I was like, Bonzi will come on. He's like, how do you know Bonzi? And I just B will do it for me. I'll just
Cherie, these people in Indiana, they love you. A guy named Frank Ross. He talks about your dad and stuff. I mean, I know the people in Indiana, they love they Indiana players, man. And I'm talking about for the past 10 years, they always talk positive about you.
Zach Randolph.
Zach Randolph is another guy too, point guard. I can't think of his name. But I'm telling you, you messed me up with the Rick shit, man. But
Aw.
Yeah, you messed me up, man. That's Rick, man. Good dude, man. You good dude.
That makes me. Aw. I feel like a proud auntie on the other
Damn.
because for real, like I'm not just trying to say this because you're sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm saying it behind your back, but you are one of the sweetest. Like when he says I ran into him, I think I did it like twice too. Like I went off the curb and backed up, and he was like, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he was like, that's okay, little mama, you all right?
That sound like me too.
He's just consecutively been the same person. And I mean, this is for over 20 something years.
Yeah.
If not almost 30. He's been the same exact person.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Shit, Bonzi, that's some real shit.
Totally
What's the name of that podcast again, of the show, man?
Oh, it's Let's Get Technical with Bonzi and She, man. We on YouTube. We up on all the audio platforms. We under IG, Bonzi She Tech, Twitter, Facebook. We everywhere, man. We just enjoying ourselves, man. Talking good trash, man. And we finally got a voice, man. Like I said, the bad boys got a voice.
Tell Sheet I said what's up, man. I love.
I will, man. He gonna be watching this thing, man. We support each other on everything, man. I'm just happy I got that motherfucker talking. You know how he used to do it.
And look, you got to tell Gerald for me when this Punky Booster reboot is over. I mean, it might be 8 years from now. Tell them after this Punky reboot is over. It might be like 8 years from now because I'm praying that Soleil and I will have a job together for a long time. But yeah. I want my seat back in the middle, y'all, at least like twice.
Whatever you want, man. We need to get you on, man. We want to, and we've been talking about getting a lot more women on our show, man, because we've been niggered out. they done niggered me to death, man. I'm through with it. So yeah, we'll definitely get you on. So I really appreciate y'all having me, man. Number love, man. Anything I need from us, man, just let us know.
Bonzi, I appreciate that shout out, man. Slick Rick, that was my dog. Rick McCoy. Man.
Yeah, love. All right, thank you very much, man. If y'all need anything, holla at me. All right, blessings to y'all.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Bye, baby.
All right, bye.
Hey, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is the official Cherie Johnson. That way you never miss one of our Cherie's World podcasts.